Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna sit here and cry. Oh.
Hello.
Hi.
We're gonna say good luck and we hope everything goes okay.
Thank you. Hi, Bree.
Hi.
I love you.
Oh, she's beautiful.
You're beautiful.
Oh, you're beautiful too. You have clothes on?
Oh yeah, all dressed up.
You put your clothes back on, good girl. Are you going to Mimi's house?
Going to Mimi's house?
Yeah. Well, I hope you... Yeah, she lives next door. I hope you have fun, honey. I'll pick you up in a little bit, okay?
Alright, keep me updated, okay?
Okay, I love you. I'll text you when I get there, because I'm trying to drive.
Okay, I love you.
I love you. Feed the dogs. Okay, bye, guys. Love you, Bree. Bye, Bree. Mwah, I love you.
Bye.
Oh, guys. It is the day of my test, and I'm freaking out. I'm really honestly trying to not think about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to just drive and pay attention and listen to music and not really think about it. I was kind of restless last night, like trying to sleep and stuff. But that was really it. I think the hard night was Monday night because I was contemplating if my mother was gonna come with me. And I really honestly, like deep down, wish that someone was with me. But it just worked out the way that it did, unfortunately. Tyler has work and he can't take work off on such short notice. I mean, you guys know my period showed up way before it was supposed to. So it's not like we had any, you know, idea that it was coming so early. And we didn't have time to plan ahead very fast. We only had a couple days. So he couldn't come. And my mother and my daughter were gonna come, but my mom is our only babysitter. So if my mom came with me, my daughter would have to come with me. And I didn't want my daughter coming. It's an hour to this hospital that I'm going to and an hour back. It's probably gonna take an hour while I'm there between getting in and getting ready and then my procedure. So I didn't want to make her sit there through the whole thing. Okay guys, I'm here. I'm so nervous. It's 7:30. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna sit here and cry. I didn't want to cry. I'm just nervous. I'm not crying because of any other reason, just the fact that I'm nervous. Like really, really nervous, and I'm here alone, and oh my god, I'm just gonna say this right now. I am so glad that I live in the country, not in the city, because I don't know how these people live life here. I don't know. So if you live in a city and you watch this, I give props to you because I couldn't do it. I am from a small town. And there was not this many lights and there's not this many cars or people. There's people walking everywhere. People where I live don't walk unless they're getting exercise. So, and we don't have buses and like taxis. It's just crazy to me. But anyways, I'm going to go in before I get to be a ball of emotions, and I will see you guys whatever clip comes after this. So wish me luck. last clip, you saw my fallopian tubes and they're open. Yeah, my fallopian tubes are open on both sides. It did take the other side a little bit longer than like the left side, I think. And she said that's probably because it had mucus in it. But I am like so relieved that this test is over, that my fallopian tubes are open, and that's just one less thing that we have to worry about. And also my blood work came back, and you guys know, if you saw my last video, I went and got some blood work done to just check for like PCOS and all of that stuff, and it came back negative. I had the PCOS test done 3 years ago also, and it was negative then, and it's still negative. Everything she said looks great. My levels are fine with everything, but there is one concern. And that is my prolactin was a little high. It was a little elevated, she said. And the prolactin is in your brain, and it basically tells your body that you need to produce milk. So breastfeeding moms or moms that are pregnant or have, you know, little babies, their body is prone to have prolactin high so that it produces lactation. And since my daughter's 4, I do not need that high. I'm not breastfeeding my 4-year-old. So that's high. And she said with that being high, it can cause irregular periods. So that could be a sign to why my periods come whenever the hell they want. But she said also prolactin can be a little elevated if you're hungry or you've just eaten. If you have just eaten. So it goes off like food. So she wants me to repeat that blood work this week and have it sent over to her. But I have to fast for that blood work so that if it's still high, then she's going to do a scan of my pituitary gland in my head just to make sure that it's okay. And then she will go ahead and put me on a medication that I take 3 times a week, and which will just bring it back down to the normal level. And also, we're still waiting on my husband's sperm analysis to come back. He actually hasn't done it yet, so he needs to do that. He's going to do that next week on Monday. That's his day off. And then on the 15th, we go back and see our specialist and hopefully have a plan of what's going to happen. You know, it seems like everything on my end is coming back good, except that pituitary one, but that could have just been because we had just eaten supper. So I'm not going to freak out too much about that. But it's just really good news to know that my fallopian tubes are open and there's no scar tissue and everything looks great. So I know that I was very nervous in the beginning of this video because I've never had this done, and I've read so many scary things that like people, it just feels awful and it's the worst experience of their life and it feels like labor or whatever. And that might be true for some people, but I just want to come from like how I just left the doctors. I still have the dye running out of me, and I want to just let you guys know that honestly, the procedure is so easy. I don't want to get too much into it because I'm going to make a whole separate video of like the procedure and everything, but I just wanted to clear this up that if you are watching this and you're going to be having an HSG test pretty soon, just know that it is honestly a piece of cake. Stop worrying, relax. I swear to you, the only painful part of this procedure is the speculum going in. And where my cervix is like really high up, she said, it was like basically on my backbone. So she had to like tilt it a certain way. That hurt. I will say that that was like, it wasn't like hurt, but it was more like a pulling. And when she put the tube in, I didn't feel anything. And then when she put the dye, I felt a tiny little bit of cramping. And then like the balloon that they inflate to hold it into your uterus did not hurt. I didn't feel anything. And then they take the speculum out and you just watch it on the monitor and it's done. It literally took me like 10 minutes, if that. But like I said, I will make a whole separate video on everything, like down to the basics and just from the beginning to the end for you all. Because I know that like I watched so many of these videos and so many women were scared and terrified and had horrible experiences. But I'm just here to say that it honestly was a piece of cake. I do not fear that test. And I don't want you to fear that test. But anyways, I have an hour ride home, so I'm going to put my address in my GPS and head home. I actually need to go do some errands. I did take the day off from work today, so I'm going to take advantage of this day where Brielle is with my mother and get some stuff done. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you all for following my journey through this infertility and just always being there for me. I've been reading all of your messages all morning that you guys have been sending me and trying to like write back, and I'm just so happy that I have such an amazing support system and that we can all do this together. People I don't even know are reaching out, and it's just amazing that we can come together in this infertility journey and be together and do this together. And you know, I'm just here to be your friend and help you, and I'm so thankful that you guys are here to be my friend and be here for me during these times. That is it for this video, guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye.